Hi, Divya.
Hi, Fred.
Hey, I'm excited to be here to talk about Project Volterra.
Oh, you mean Windows Dev Kit 2023?
That is correct, our small, little, lightweight, but powerful dev machine.
Do you happen to have that device by any chance?
Indeed I do, I have one right here.
That's actually really small and sleek. And lightweight too. What's this made of?
Yeah, so the case is made of 20% ocean recycled plastics, and you can see there's a shiny black embossed Windows logo right on the top center.
I also look at so many ports on the device. Let's talk about that.
For sure, so there's 3 USB-A ports here, a mini display port, and an Ethernet jack, should you decide not to use the onboard Wi-Fi 6 capabilities. And on the side here, there are 2 USB-C ports.
Does that mean I can connect up to 2 4K monitors?
In fact, you can even add a third with mini display port on the back.
I am so intrigued by this device. Can we open up and see what's inside?
Absolutely, I'm a step ahead of you.
I'm impressed. You read my mind. Oh, that's the latest Snapdragon SoC.
It is. That is the Snapdragon 8cx Gen 3 compute platform.
That's the silicon capable of running AI workloads?
That's right. That piece of silicon has an NPU, or a neural processing unit, on it, which means it is uniquely designed to run artificial intelligence workloads, thereby letting the CPU and the GPU remain untaxed.
So essentially, developers can bring AI-enhanced features into their apps without compromising performance.
That's exactly right. And you can see here we have 512 gigs of storage. And then, of course, we have 32 gigs of memory on board as well.
That's a solid developer device. 32 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of fast storage, and a built-in NPU.
Right. So, Divya, I have a question for you. So where can developers go to buy these machines?
They can just go to the Microsoft Store online and get their hands on this device.
Okay. So now I have a lot of developer friends in the UK. Can they buy that there too?
Absolutely. So this device is available across 8 countries. So your friend can absolutely get it in the UK.
Oh, that's great.
Fred, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the native ARM toolchain. I know we've launched previews of Visual Studio 22 and .NET 7 with native ARM support. Do you happen to have any developer friends around who can come and run a demo for us on this device?
Absolutely. I have my good friend Shen here that's going to do exactly that.
Thanks, Fred. So I'm really in love with this device. I've had it for a little while, and I know you're going to love it too. But let me show you why. So what I have here is a VM that I know most of us have, and we're always copying them around on the disk. Now, this VM in particular is the Windows Insider build of ARM. And you can see here that it's 10 gigs in size. And yet, thanks to the high-speed 0.5 terabyte disk that's in this machine, we're able to copy that VM in no time at all, meaning it's saving you plenty of time in your workflow. So here we go. Now, moving on to the next piece. You're probably asking yourself, well, what does my developer workflow look like on this device? Is it any different to what I'm used to? Well, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up an application you're probably all familiar with, Calculator, and you can see straight away that I get all the great goodness from Visual Studio straight here. Now, one of the reasons why I love talking about Calculator in particular, not just because it's my favorite app, but more importantly, it shows some level of complexity. We have a mixture of C# code, some C++ code, all interacting together. And more importantly, it's showing the investments in Visual Studio 2022 and their workloads. What we're allowing .NET 7 developers to do is to get a great native experience thanks to the investments we're making in the library, the runtime, and the JIT process, from thread pool scaling all the way to how we read level 3 cache. So on my next demo, you're probably thinking, well, Shen, I'm not always the sort of person that sits in Visual Studio all day, you know? I use a variety of different CLIs. So one of my favorites we have here is WSL. I have here as well Python, PowerShell, and of course, Visual Studio Code. All of these I got from the Microsoft Store on Windows. Now, the reason why I have the Task Manager open here in particular is, note one thing, they're all running ARM. So whether you're looking at VS Code, or I'm looking at Ubuntu on my WSL, which is also ARM64, or my PowerShell windows and my Python window. This means that when you're running your scripts, the great news is you're getting that native speed directly on the box. So it's ready for you when you are. And finally, so Fred and Divya talked about the NPU on this device, and it's great for AI inferencing. What I have here is an application that's using super resolution using the Onyx runtime model. Now, you'll see the image on the left is blurry, but the image on the right is sharper. And what's happening here is the model is actually sharpening the image using super resolution. So as I click through, you'll see here that the NPU is doing a great job of really sharpening those images. But now, to give you a better idea of how much greatness that process is bringing to you, let's switch it to the CPU. So you'll see here that whenever on the CPU, things are taking a little more longer than what you had before. I know you're going to love this device.
And that's why Shen is my favorite developer.
It was fun talking to you, Fred, today.
Thank you for watching.
Go to the aka.ms link on the screen and get your device today.